Up the pipe!
For the first time since early May, end of round 8 or end of round 9, we finally have an update on the return of Jordan De Goey. Still not technically a clear timeline on his return. However, it could come as early as this weekend in the VFL against Frankston. So, a recent tweet by Xander Maguire, the son of Eddie. There's Sauce we're linked to. Now we've got important tweet. So Xander Maguire just tweeted as of 5:39 p.m. So I am recording this just before 6 p.m. So this is a bit of a rush job. Jordan De Goey needs to get through 2 training sessions this week, but will be available for VFL selection if he does. A huge boost for the Pies, who have been managing the explosive midfielder towards September, yada, yada, yada. Mr. Clark Keating himself for Collingwood hasn't played since round 8. That, of course, was the loss to Geelong. Hasn't returned since. He's been looking good at training, probably the best I've seen him in over a year, and it might sound generous, that might be an exaggeration, but I saw training videos of him while he was playing in the senior side this year, and I just thought to myself, you do not look right at all. I think the Pies management and the injury group and whatnot were trying to manage him through these games and just try and get to 100% fitness while playing footy. Obviously wasn't the case. Achilles tendonitis is a bitch. So this is the last throw at the stumps for Jordan De Goey in his return to have a cameo this year for us. Obviously, in recent weeks, Braden Maynard gave Jordan De Goey concussion during full training, so bit of a blip on that recovery and return. May have knocked a bit of sense into Jordan De Goey, but he looks fit. He looks right. He should be returning at the end of this month, early August. If he's back and playing a full AFL game by round 24, that's all we need. It's a bit of a jump to go from VFL straight into September AFL finals footy. Without a doubt, Jordan De Goey needs to get that match fitness in, get those games under his belt, and then make that big, massive push into September. Again, he's a big-time player. 2018 final series, and also the 2023 final series, particularly that 2013 or 2023 preliminary final. 2018, also the prelim final, also the grand final. So he's a massive player. The 2022 semi-final as well, 2022 qualifying final. Big time player. He's the cherry on top. He's the missing jigsaw piece in the Collingwood Premiership push for 2025. For the first time in months, I've thought to myself, we really needed Jordan De Goey, and that was that loss to Fremantle. We need that burst out of the midfield. I know Bo McCreary returned and had 15 tackles, a lot of clearances as well. Ned Long provides that oomph as well. That's such a thing. Nick Dacos can't do it by himself, and Josh Dacos is not a full-time midfielder, and we can't expect it from Pendlebury side bottom and Tom Mitchell in the year 2025. And also Jack Crisp. I mean, he's 31, 32 years old. But we can't expect Jack Crisp to have that burst as well. But for Jordan De Goey, it's what we need, that burst in the midfield, kicking goals up forward as well. Not known for his forward pressure, but he's X Factor. He's Mr. September. He's the wild card that we need right now. We're in a form slump technically at the moment, 2-game losing streak. The gap is gone at the top of the AFL ladder, 2 points clear on top. We're only 8 points clear of Fremantle in 7th spot on the AFL ladder. So top spot isn't secured, top 2 isn't secured, top 4 isn't secured as well. So we've got to bank these wins, and that comes against Richmond this weekend. Massive 3-game stretch in August, and then Melbourne to finish the home and away season. Yeah, it's do or die. Oh, not do or die. It's a moment of truth month for Collingwood. And De Goey is a much needed player for us. Frampton's a much needed player for us. Houston Howe, Membry as well. Tom Mitchell has midfield depth. I don't think he comes straight back in. Bobby Hill as well. There'll be a clear return for him. Don't think he'll be back in the VFL. I think it'll be like Jordan De Goey as well for Bobby Hill. Get through this week's training sessions and you should be right for selection. The training sessions, by the way, are on Wednesday and on Friday. Bit of a watch this space. So I'll have the preview to the Richmond game up Thursday morning. Likely have selection speculation or the selection talk in the final word up early Saturday. We'll know Friday morning, Friday afternoon if Jordan De Goey will return to the VFL. And also for Jordan De Goey's return, if he does return this week, likely 60%, 70% game time, half a footy. Could come on at quarter time, could be off the ground at half time. Hopefully he's not injured. It's either Frankston and then Williamstown. And by the way, 2 weeks of VFL, and then there's the bye. In that bye gap, the AFL side have a 5-day break from Brisbane to Hawthorn. So not good timing there, but we just need Jordan De Goey back fit and firing. We need all our players back fit and firing, being efficient with the disposal use, get back on the winners list and just remain on top. So yeah, that's all for Collingwood talk. There was talk, and this was immediately after the loss to Fremantle, was the links or the murmurs of Jack Silvagni, the Collingwood. Now, granted, I am a little bit late on this, so I don't have a lot to talk about on this. I don't have a lot of meat and potatoes or fire talk or anything like that. But right now, this is just the seeds being planted right now. He seems to be a gettable player for Collingwood. He's an unrestricted free agent, a second key defender for us. I mean, he's not replacing Billy Frampton. He'd be more for replacing Jeremy Howe. If Jeremy Howe plays on next year, Jack Silvagni will be the coverage as well. I am saying all this in regards to possibly Jack Silvagni coming to Collingwood. About as good of a chance of him coming to Collingwood as Bontempelli was at coming to Collingwood. Bontempelli recently signed a 4-year extension at the Bulldogs. So I fully expect Jack Silvagni to remain at Carlton. They are linked to a father-son key defender as well in the draft. That's Harry Dean. Rocketing up the draft rankings, most likely will be an end of first round selection or probably closer to 15 in the first round. So they do need draft picks. They don't have a first round draft pick at the moment. TDK will likely leave to go to St Kilda. They'll get that compensation there. Jack Silvagni, he won't cost anything. He's an unrestricted free agent. So we're not giving up anything. He'll likely come to us for free. Obviously, we've got to pay a bit, given his contracts. But he'd be a much needed player at Collingwood, second key defender. It's been a poison chalice for us since the start of 2022. Jordan Roughhead retiring due to a finger injury, only played one game under Craig McRae. Nathan Murphy, medical concussion. So unfortunately there. Charlie Dean was injured early on. He's now fit, but he can't get himself in the senior side fully or have that consistent run, unfortunately. Billy Frampton out with an injury as well. Reece McInnes out with the ACL injury. Yeah, that second key defender, poison chalice for us in the last few years. So we just need someone to hold down this position long term. Billy Frampton's not the long term solution, and probably neither is Jack Silvagni, but he's late 20s, so gives us a few years there. Joel Cochran developing in the VFL. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come to Collingwood. However, if by mid to late August, Jack Silvagni hasn't signed at Carlton yet, and the murmurs keep coming towards Collingwood, and there's smoke to the fire, and the seeds turn into meat and potatoes, then I'll talk about it a little bit more. But that's all for the Jordan De Goey and Jack Silvagni talks. A little bit different. I mean, I am Nate Talks Pies, so I can't just talk about previews and reviews and rants and whatnot, or waffling or anything like that. I got to talk about player speculations, trade speculations. My rule of thumb, though, with trade speculation and rumors is if it's there and ripe in mid to late August, then there's smoke to the fire. When it's murmurs at the start of the year, I highly doubt it's going to remain ongoing until the end of the season, unless it's free agency talk. The Jack Silvagni news, that only recently popped up, and Collingwood being linked to him. Braden Maynard talk, that was earlier in the season. He signed at Collingwood, or stays at Collingwood, that is. And Bontempelli eventually stays at the Bulldogs. So, and also like Matt Rowell, Chad Warner, LDU, Andy Brayshaw as well. They all stay. So, yeah, if there's more about Jack Silvagni in the coming weeks and months, I'll talk about it. But it's all just seeds being planted at the moment. We are linked to him, but that's about it. Anything more, I'll let you guys know. I have moved on from the Freo game. I will respond to all comments. Thank you all for the positive feedback from Collingwood fans, Fremantle fans. Obviously, there were the odd dickheads and whatnot, but they instantly get deleted. I'm not about tribalism on my channel. You guys can do whatever you want. However, I don't want this to reflect on me. I'm being selfish there, but tribalism, not for me. Toxicity, not for me. Again, that's why I don't check social media after a loss. I might take a hiatus from social media this week. Hopefully get back on once we beat Richmond, if we can beat Richmond, but I'll talk about that in the preview video. I'll leave you guys all to it. Be well, stay safe, Magpies out.